What's up, money growers? Jacob back here with another video to talk to you guys today about something that could be important for a lot of you. I'm going to be talking about my review with a company called Tradeline Supply Company. That's what they're called. So, Tradeline Supply Company, based out of San Diego. I actually did buy a trade line with them. I actually did a whole video about this step-by-step process of how I did it and all that kind of thing. So I'm going to talk about it here today. Talk about some of my experience with them, what their customer service was like, how I found the company, all that kind of stuff, and just talk about my experience buying a trade line with them. We'll talk a little bit about trade lines, why people get them, all that kind of thing, and why they're so popular. So guys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. We're going to be talking about this review today when it comes to Tradeline Supply Company. So they are based out of San Diego, California, and they are actually my former state where I was born and raised and grew up, right, California. They're a company that I actually found when I first started researching trade lines. There's them and only a few others that kept consistently coming up again and again and again when I would research companies for trade lines to buy from. So they were one of the few that came up regularly. I did later find some others on another website that reviews trade line companies, and they had a whole bunch more to review. But Tradeline Supply Company, they've got I think 4.6 stars overall on Google reviews. So if you ever look the company up, you'll see they're in San Diego. You get the Google reviews. They got 4.6 stars overall, so they've got a pretty good reputation. Several articles I saw talked about them, and they had a pretty good reputation, those articles as well. I decided to give them a try. I've spoken to their customer service a couple times before, asking about buying trade lines, asking about selling trade lines, how their whole process works back and forth. I've never sold a trade line on there, but I have bought, which is what this video is about. So, their customer service did a good job. I liked them. They shared some good info. They were courteous. If you couldn't get a hold of them, then you leave them a message and they'll call you back, kind of thing. So I thought they had a pretty good operation from what I could see from the outside looking in, and coming from someone who's never bought a trade line before. Now, the reason people like to buy trade lines is because they can get benefit from, and oftentimes they do them to try to increase their credit score, which is a very popular way to try and increase your credit score. Now, there's never a guarantee, and Tradeline Supply Company does a good job of saying that they cannot guarantee that it will increase your credit score. But for a lot of people, that's what they do it for. Maybe they're trying to just qualify for a mortgage or something. They need to get their credit score up quickly. They can qualify for that mortgage. Or, people said try to use it as part of their credit repair process or credit rebuilding process. Just be advised, if you got some other jacked up things on your credit, just getting a trade line is not going to be the holy grail. It's not the holy grail. Okay, if you got some bad stuff like a bankruptcy on your credit report or something like that, just being an authorized user on someone else's credit card is not going to solve all the problems. Okay, so there are limits to what it can do, and there are certain situations that can make sense and situations where it does not necessarily make sense. So if you are going to buy a trade line, I went with Tradeline Supply Company. You can look at their website to see buying and selling trade lines on there for free, actually. So, and also if you do buy in bulk, they give you a discount if you buy 2, 3, 4 or more. You can also be a broker. They have an affiliate program on their website. I'm not an affiliate of theirs, or at least, not now. Maybe in the future it could be something I do. But, right now, no, I'm just telling you guys my experience. I want to share what it was like for me. So you sign up. It's free. Just put in your email, put in some of your basic contact info, and then you can start going on there and shopping around. They only deal with, I think, 5 or 6 different banks that you can buy trade lines from. So if you're someone who's looking to sell trade lines, a lot of places they won't work with. They don't work with Navy Federal or SECU or they do Wells Fargo. I don't think they don't do U.S. Bank. I don't know if I saw Citibank. I think they have Citibank cards on there. Maybe it's Capital One. One of those two that I think they have. The other one they don't. But they have Chase. They have Bank of America. They've got Elon. They've got Discover. They only have 5 or 6 they work with. Lots of places they will not work with. So other trade line companies, doesn't matter to them really where the credit card comes from. But with Tradeline Supply Company, they seem to play on the more conservative end. Also, even if you have like 4 slots or more slots on your credit card, I think they only do 1 or 2 at a time. So I think they are pretty conservative with how they handle it, which is why they limit the amount of banks they do. And it could be part of the reason why they've been around for so long, because they ran a more conservative operation than being too loosey-goosey and operating in the gray area. So there's only going to be a handful of different banks you're going to see for credit cards. Now, the cheapest you're going to find on there that I saw was $247.50. And I got mine with a 15% off discount. They were doing, I think, a 20% off discount for Halloween. And I think they're doing 15% off all through the holiday season. So they do sales like lots of other businesses do sales. So lots of other times you may want to check back if you're thinking about buying at some point. Check every so often, see if they're running a sale. So I got to put a discount code in when I bought mine. So I think it was at $210, $212 total is what I paid. So, I just chose the cheapest one they had. So $210, $212 with the discount. Card was only about 2.5 years old. It was the cheapest one available at a short, obviously, credit history on it. Now, if you're going to sell on there, actually, this is one thing when I spoke to the rep, you'll notice all of the cards on there are at least 2 years old. So before you can even put a card on there, there has to be at least 2 years of credit history on it. So if you just got a credit card like a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, they're not going to take it. So they won't. Maybe it's some rare circumstance they might, but they're generally not going to take it. Or some other Tradeline companies, they don't care if you got a card a month ago or 4 months ago or a year ago. Like, they'll let you put it up there. So that's just, again, they operate on the more conservative side, Tradeline Supply Company. So I bought like one of the shortest cards I could in terms of length, and really just one of the cheapest I could. So you're going to buy the credit card, you're going to buy your spot in the card. You go through, you put in your credit card information to buy it. You're going to get an email from Tradeline Supply Company with a document, link to a document that you're going to, with DocuSign. So you sign that, you send it back to them. They'll send you another email confirming your purchase. So you're going to get that email saying, okay, Jacob Borth, you have order number, whatever the order number is, and it'll show the bank the credit card is from. It'll show some of the credit card number, but obviously not the whole thing. And it'll show, when the credit card was issued and that kind of thing. So you get all that basic information on there, and then of course how much you paid. It'll have your name, your personal information on there as well in the receipt. And then, give it some time, and it'll tell you when they expect it to post. They'll give you like a window of about a week or so when they expect it to post. So, wait a little while. I went into my Experian. That's where I do my credit monitoring with. Checked on there, and sure enough, it did post. So I could go in there, hit the drop-down menu on it, expand it out, and I could see for 2.5 years, this person actually had a perfect payment history. So the limit on the credit card is only $2,500. So this is not like a credit card with a $50,000 limit. This person probably got issued the credit card and has never gotten a credit limit increase. So even if you have a credit card that's not a really high credit limit, if it's 2 years or older, you can still put it on there. So, somebody can still buy it, just like I did for this one. So it adds a little age to my credit history. Nothing spectacular, but a big part of the reason I did it was just to see how the company operates. I want to be able to share it with you guys in a video like this and share my experience with you. So if you guys want me to do more videos like this, sharing these kinds of things or talking about trade line companies, I'm happy to do it. Just let me know down in the comments section. And I can see the perfect payment history. The most the person ever ran up on the card was like $2,200 at one point. I think it was the most the show they ever spent. And for the most part, that was pretty much it. I mean, I could see it right there. You do stay on, I believe it's 2 billing cycles. You get to stay on the card. So whoever's credit card you're buying a spot on as authorized user, I believe it's 2 billing cycles. The most expensive ones I saw were about $1,500. And those are ones that were like a decade or more old. Obviously, usually had pretty good credit limits on them. So, the older the card, the more it's going to cost you to be on it because, it adds more age to your, credit profile. So, to have those, the more older the card, the more it's going to be. So you can spend a couple $100 like I did, or you can spend, $1,500 if you want on this. But so far, I'd say the process did go pretty well with Tradeline Supply Company. I said I'll probably try some other ones out in the future. And said if you guys want me to report on those, I will. But so far it was pretty easy. So that's my review. I mean, so I've been on there for not even a full month as of the making of this video, as far as how long I've been an authorized user on the card. But the process was smooth. So I had no issues with it. I know there's lots of other companies that do it. I know there's even individuals who do it, I think just for like side income and that kind of thing. But I meas far as just a review and talk about my experience with Tradeline Supply Company, I gotta say it was pretty good. There are others that may have cheaper prices, but I said over time I'll find these things out. I'll find these things out and keep checking about other ones and seeing my experience, and then I can share that information with you guys. And if it helps you, great. Happy to hear it. Happy that it will help. So if you guys would just help me out a little bit by subscribing to the channel, I would appreciate it. So I also appreciate you guys taking a little bit of time out of your day to watch this video. I like doing this. I like being able to share stuff that I learn with you guys, stuff that I already know I can share with you, but also stuff I'm learning along the way. And stuff you guys put in the comments section that helps teach me. So I do what I can to teach and share what I know, but I also learn a lot from you guys. So whatever you share down there in the comments, I'm happy to have it. I'm grateful to have you here. So with all that being said, this is my experience with Tradeline Supply Company. So far, it's gone well this far in the process. So I thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being so awesome. And until next time, keep growing your money.